Well, check that out for a view. That's Pen y Fan over there, highest point in the Brecon Beacons, highest point in southern Britain. That's tabletop, and you can't see it, but in the distance, well, you can, is Sugarloaf. So we're on the eastern side of the Brecon Beacons, so we're making our way up to the Chartist Cave, which I've done before. But hey, I've got Stephen with me, my friend, I'll show you in a minute. And yeah, it's summer. I went up in the winter and it was very cold, but anyway, lovely day. It's my friend Stephen with his huge pack. And we're making our way up there. We're going to meet Daniel, one of our friends who's coming later. He's at work at the moment. Yeah, making our way up towards the Chartist Cave. That's a better view of, well, it's Abergavenny and Crickhowell that way, Sugarloaf, tabletop, and England just over there, really. So we're on the eastern side of the Brecon Beaks. Well, trig point there. Can't remember the name of the mountain. Pen y Fan is just over there. What a lovely part of England. Well, here's the cave. I've been here before, as I said, about a 5 kilometre walk in from the road. So, yeah, I'm going to go inside, and this time I'm going to try and get in the second chamber. So I'm going to use my action camera as opposed to this mirrorless A6400 I've got from Sony, which takes good 4K, I know. But for going in there, I need stabilisation on the camera. So I've got my DJI, I can't remember what it's called, it's Mini 3 or something, I don't know. It's a camera anyway. Well, here I am on my light, my Petzl and whatever it is, ticker, something, I don't know. Who knows, who cares. I'm just about to go in the cave now. I'm going to get into the second chamber. It's a bit rocky, so I'll try and show you as much as I can as I go in, because it is difficult to walk in here, I have to be honest. Anyway, let's get in here. It's very popular. There's nothing secret about this cave. Now there's the plaque explaining who the Chartists were, and I don't want to bore you by reading the whole plaque, but basically they're people that helped fight for democracy. People who didn't own properties, couldn't vote, and he fell over, and they ended up clashing with armed militias in Newport in South Wales, and they got tried in Monmouth for sedition or whatever, treason, got sentenced to death. It got commuted to being sent to the colonies, i.e. Australia. So, but they helped, really did help with winning democratic rights for British people. So how I didn't know about them until about a year ago, God knows. But now I know, I've got great respect for them. Anyway, into the cave and into the second chamber. And it's a bit rocky, as I said. So let's pick my way in. My first aid is rubbish, Lauren. Your first aid? It's rubbish. So be careful. Yeah, it's all right. I'm recording, but I don't mind you saying that, because that's not. I'm not going to kill myself if I can help it. So that's the hole. But even my fat carcass could probably get through that. I'm going to get pretty dirty, and I don't really want to get that dirty, to be honest with you. And so let's see if I've got. Yeah, I'll probably be all right, actually. It's a bit drier. I know the summer's been very hot here, and it's very damp in here, but it's a lot drier than it was the last time I came here. So I have to probably get on my back here. That's the only problem. And that's what put me off last time, because it's wet and dirty, and it was winter and I didn't particularly want to get wet. So let's go into here. So as you can see, I'm not going to get to that gap, so I have to get on my back and come in that way. And I don't really want to get wet. So I don't know how people do this, to be honest with you, but don't be a chicken, Lawrence, just get in there. Yeah. So I'm virtually in, but I am getting dirty, and it stinks of sulphur. So I'm in the second chamber. I'm going to look round, see if I'm going to go any further, because I don't want to get stuck. There you go. It goes in, and it carries on for 500 feet. And to be honest with you, I might go a bit further. I'm on my backside and I'm really dirty. And I don't know if I'm going to do it. So, yeah, that's the cave system. So I'm going to come out. I'm coming out, Stephen. Yeah. Probably not making good video viewing this, but yeah, I've got out. It's very muddy and very wet, and I really don't want to get... That was a tight squeeze, but I did it. So I'm out now. I'm covered in mud. So what a great view out with the light. So that's it, guys. I'm going to show you the view up there. There's Stephen. And you can see the light coming in. When I was here in the winter, it was a fantastic view of the light pouring in. It's a great view backwards, isn't it, Stephen?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So I'm going to turn off now. Yeah, there's Stephen there, looking down into the second chamber. Look at my hands. I'm covered, my knees, everything. And that's what really put me off. I don't want to get really mudded up. So I've got to clean myself up. Notice the iron parietes on the roof everywhere. Well, tonight I'm having black pudding and a bit of egg, some fried eggs down there. Yeah, it's a bit windy, my stove isn't performing very well. I should have bought my Soto Windmaster, and I've got an well, it's not an MSR, what am I talking about? It's a Jetball Micromo. Yeah, I won't go on about Jetball, but I prefer my Soto Windmaster in these conditions. But yeah, it's 8 o'clock, sun setting. Daniel's there, Stephen's there. So if you don't mind being videoed, you two, so only quickly. So yeah, I'm there. Daniel hasn't put up his tent yet. He's going to. Oh, he might even be sleeping out in the open.
Of course.
There you go.
I'm lazy.
Yeah, I've done that the other day actually. Well, here I am inside the tent. Daniel is actually sleeping outside, and it's starting to rain, so I think he's going to go into the cave. And Stephen's got a tent off. He's got his OEX tent up. I've got flies in there as well, lots of midges. But anyway, here I am inside the tent. It's starting to rain, as I knew it would. Tomorrow's going to be pretty wet, so we've got to pack up in the wet. But hey, it's camping. You've got to put up with the rough stuff as well as the good stuff. I've been up here in the winter, had a great camp. Very cold, very icy, but it's totally different now. The summer... The heat has gone. I've got insects everywhere. I can't believe sorry, I dropped the light then. I've got so many insects inside this tent. It's unbelievable. Daddy long legs, flies. Oh, I'm probably going to get bitten in the night, but hey, who cares? So anyway, guys, I'll see you in the morning. Well, I had quite a good night, but it's actually chucking it down with rain now, so it looks like we've got to pack up in the rain. But hey, it's not a problem. We're going to go somewhere else today. We don't quite know yet whether it'll be wild camping or just walking or whatever. So let's see, and let's get packed up. My friend is nearly packed up, Stephen. There's my tent. It rained last night quite a lot. Now I presume it's condensation, but you won't believe how wet it is in there. It does annoy me. You know, it's the British climate, I suppose. If you've got high humidity and it's raining and you're breathing inside a tent, you're going to get condensation. But sleeping bag wet, everything, and this is not really heavy rain. It only rained for about 3 hours. Yeah, so I'm a little bit peed off, but hey, the tent's great, the great and the dry. it just has a lot of condensation problems, and I don't really know what to do. I've got all the ventilation open I can have. Yeah, a bit disappointed in the tent. It's an MSR Hubber NX Solo. Some people call it the NX1 erroneously, but it is the Solo, and it's a highly rated tent by a lot of people. But I wish I'd gone for a Hedderberg equivalent, because I've got a Hedderberg Unna which I use in the winter. I absolutely love it, and I don't get condensation problems. But you never know, I could buy the Hedderberg equivalent and it could still have the same problem, because it's the UK, it's got high humidity and it's quite rainy, so you know, it might be one of these perennial problems you just have to put up with. Anyway, we're going to pack up and make our way back to the car. It's only about 5 or 6 kilometres. Anyway, speak to you later. Well, site cleared. We're going to make our way down to the car park. This is only a DJI camera. I forget what DJI camera it is. It's the latest mini camera. It's not a mini actually. I can't remember. Yeah, so I love this place. I mean, there's a lot of history here with the Chartist Cave, as I said earlier on, or yesterday, which always gives it a special feel for me, because these people fought for democracy. And if you don't know anything about the Chartists, please read about them, because they were so important to the development of democracy in this country. So yeah, we've packed all the site's cleared. We're going to make our way. Still raining a bit, but it's humid, so I'm not putting a jacket on. Yeah, we're making our way back that way towards the Sugarloaf. Actually, that's how I know I can get back to the car. So I've always used landmarks to make sure I'm going in the right direction. Speak to you later when I get back to the car. We don't know quite actually what we're going to do today, where we're going to camp, because the wind is quite strong. We were going to do Pen y Fan at the top, but if it's too strong the wind, we might drop off Pen y Fan and go somewhere else. But anyway, speak to you later. Back at the car. Nice walk down, only about 5 kilometres, as I said. Well, we're at the base of Pen y Fan. It's very busy here, but we decided not to wild camp at the top today, because it's going to be in cloud tonight. The weather's really changeable. I know that sounds like we're wimping out a little bit, but there's no point camping in cloud. We were going to go down into a valley, but we decided to go to Brecon Beacons Wild Camping site, which we've used before. So we're just going to walk up Pen y Fan, have a little bit of a mess around and come back down. I'll try and show you as much as I can on the way, because it's a beautiful place. Well, the clag is in, the cloud is down. Bang go the views. We're still going to try and get to the top, but yeah, not particularly nice. It's starting to clear, look at this. So yeah, not as bad as it looks. So there you go, that's the false summit. Get up there, drop down, get to the proper summit. Well, the clag's come back in again. That was a false summit we did, Corndu. We're going to make our way up to Pen y Fan. It's another pull up, but it's not that bad. Might as well do it. Yeah, why not? Well, this is Pen y Fan, 886 metres, 3/8 of 24, thereabouts, 2,500 feet thereabouts. As you can see, the clag's in. Keeps coming and going, so I've not even got my proper decent camera out, because there's nothing really to show you. Maybe there's a little bit of a view from here, but you get a rough idea how high it is if you look over here. This way, chaps. Yeah, it's not that bad. So yeah, there you go. Not the best. Lovely sort of glacial lake down there. And next time I come, I thought I'm going to camp down there. As I said, we were going to do Pen y Fan, but it would have been completely damp all night because there's very low cloud out there. It wouldn't have been enjoyable. You know, we're not wimping out, I suppose we are. But yeah, that's a place for future reference, I think. I might go down there. Back at the car. That's the Story Arms, by the way. Always a busy car park, this. You have to get there really early or really late. Got a cider. Yeah, we're going to stay here for a bit and make our way to Brecon Beacons Wild Camping. It's a site I've used before, recommend it. pretty basic, chemical toilets, but nice field and running water, of course. So it's quite cheap, and I totally recommend it because it's near here as well. So there's not many campsites near here. So anyway, see you down there. Well, here we are on site. There's my tent. Show you Stephen's tent. Got a bobcat. I've got the, let's show it to you properly. There you go. I've got the Hubba NX1, or Solo it's strictly called. I keep saying that, and I'm not entirely happy with it. I'd be totally honest with you. I had so much condensation last night, even despite making sure the vent was open, etc. My sleeping bag's still soaking wet. I'm not happy with the tent, and I don't care what anyone says. Oh, it's a really good tent. I've had quite a few bad experiences with it in inclement weather, rainy weather. So yeah, that's my personal opinion. Not everyone would agree with that, I know. Some people think it's wonderful. It's expensive, £350 thereabouts, 340 UK pounds. And you know, my sleeping bag's actually soaking wet, and the sleeping bag was obviously on top of my sleeping mat. So it says to me it was high condensation in the tent, and you know, it needs more ventilation for the UK. So I don't want to leave the outer door open, because that will get my, there's moths everywhere, that will get my my rucksack wet, etc., my boots. So you know, it's the only option to me is to open up this ventilation bit here, and that's it. Maybe I could raise the outer tent a little bit to get more air going round, but hey, it shouldn't be this bad. But you know, I wish I bought a Hilleberg now equivalent. That probably cost me a lot more money, but I'd rather have dry equipment than wake up with a complete wet floor, a wet sleeping bag, a wet mat, etc. And the floor, I say, was completely wet. So, and I was using a footprint as well, and it's just literally the water in the inside the tent was going to the floor. It wasn't coming up from the ground. The ground was as dry as a bone. So yeah, I've had my little moan, but yeah. See you in the morning. I'm not going to cook my eggs tonight. I'll cook them tomorrow. I've had some food. I'm quite happy. So yeah, see you in the morning. Had a good night. I really slept heavily because I had a hard day yesterday. Yeah, so pretty good. So I won't bore you anymore. To the next trip, goodbye.